What's happening, everyone? It's Michael again. Hey, thanks for checking out my videos. A few of you did. It's nice to see that. We're gonna do something different. Well, not different today. We're gonna do a complete meal. Actually, we're gonna do a nice London broil. Our basic ingredients. I don't know if you remember when we did the sausage and peppers the other day. We're doing our family's basic ingredients that go in everything: oregano, pepper, garlic, salt, and oil. And olive oil for me is I like to use it as much as I can. Okay, and then we're actually going to do an easy apple cobbler that everybody's got just laying around most of the time. An apple filling you don't know what to do with. Too much to bake a pie, but you know, not enough to do other things with, so we're going to go ahead and make it into a nice cobbler. You're going to be amazed how good. And then we're doing the roasted potatoes, again with our famous seasonings, and we're going to do a nice cold garden salad, too, to go with the dinner. So, let's get started here. First thing I want to do is I want to show you the potatoes. We're going to take our potatoes, now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our potatoes, we're going to leave the skin on. I've already washed these, and I've already washed them and dried them. You want to kind of dry them good, because if you leave them wet, they have a problem. They stick to the pan and all that, no matter what kind of oil you use. We're going to cut the potato. These are small size, I would say. I wouldn't even say they're medium size. These are smaller potatoes. We're going to take them and cut them in three with the skin on. No peeling them. It's not necessary because we're doing a roasted potato. And with all those seasonings and stuck to the skin and everything, and the skin getting crispy, potato getting crispy, you're all going to be amazed. But again, like I said, I cut them in like thirds, and then I chunked them out. And as long as you kind of keep them the same way, you could do a little smaller, you could do a little larger, but try to keep your pan the same size. You see, I already have that ready to go. And now, what we're going to do again is we're going to drizzle these with some olive oil. And this is sorry, I mean there's never too much. But anyway, this is a family recipe from the dad's side with the roasted potatoes. And just, they're absolutely delicious. But what we did was we drizzled a little olive oil. We're going to use our famous ingredients, the oregano. And we're going to, you know, just to taste, guys. Again, like I say, it's all about you all. I mean, it's all about how much you like, how tasty. I'm one for highly flavored foods. I like you to taste it when you're eating it. I like you to say, wow, that's good. So there was the oregano, some pepper, and I'm just going to sprinkle it because really it's just a desire, you know, whatever you desire. They're yummy. So there's the black pepper, some garlic, just right over the top again. And the reason why I put the olive oil down first is because I want these seasonings to stick to these potatoes. I'm not going to turn them in the oven. I'm going to put them in the oven with them seasoned like that, and I'm not going to turn them until they start cooking and browning. And then I'm going to do it. Remember, salt I always pour in my hand first, because I really don't want to over salt the food. For me, there's never too much, but I'm a saltaholic, sorry guys. But I'm going to pour that in my hand just so I don't. And you can use a salt shaker or whatever you guys got to use at home or want to use, whatever you feel comfortable with. But that's all I did. I just poured a little salt. And for me, I'm going to do just a little bit more because potatoes are very bland and the salt brings out the flavor. But we got lots of garlic, lots of, that help? Lots of garlic and everything. Now the other thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to move these just a little bit so some of the oil gets underneath the potatoes. And I like to do them a little bit generous with the oil also because in the roasting process the potato is going to dry up and soak up some of the oils and all that. And like I said, we're using olive oil. It adds to the flavor and everything. So we're going to go ahead and just spin them around just a little bit. And then make sure you see your coatings make sure you see the coatings, that all the potatoes are coated, that every potato pretty much has got some form of seasoning on it. I just moved them around a little bit so you're really not seeing a lot of that. But there we go with the potatoes. We're going to put them in the oven at about 350, 375, and they're going to take us today probably 30 to 40 minutes because we want them so roasted, golden brown, just wonderfully delicious. So, okay, well those are in there. I think what I'm going to do is, because the steak, okay, let's go ahead and do the salad here. what we do with our salad, we're just going to do a basic salad. We love it. You know, and you know, I don't know. It's just a good vegetable. It's a good alternative. It's a little bit cooler. We tear our lettuce. When you cut them with the knife, the lettuce has a tendency of oxidizing, and it turns brown. And if you have any left, most people would have a tendency to throw it out thinking it's bad. Although it's not bad, it's just changing color and it's oxidizing. So if you ever see a salad that you made yesterday, and you look at it today and you want to finish it up, but it's got that brown, you know, edging or whatever, don't throw it away. It's not brown. I mean, it's not bad. Unless it's wilted or whatever, then yeah, maybe. But just because of the brown discoloration doesn't mean it's bad. We're going to do a little bit of a small onion in here. Just wedge it up, slice it up however you like. But we like to be able to see our onion, so we don't dice it. We like to see our onion in our salad and to taste it. Alright, so I'm just doing small little wedges here. And I had a half a green pepper from when we made the sausage and peppers the other day, if you all remember that. And I'm just going to cut it kind of thin. I don't want it too big and bulky. And I'm going to cut it into just like, almost like we did the sausage and peppers, the wedges, but I'm going to do them kind of thin. And then I'm going to cut them in half again like we did with the sausage and peppers after I do that. So let's get this here. And this, there's nothing better than a cold salad. I'm the type of person, I like my warm food. Like when I make my Puerto Rican food, rice and beans, you know, chuletas, pork chops, we're going to learn all this stuff to come. I like a cold salad beside the hot rice and beans, and it just complements each other. And the taste, the vinaigrette taste and all that from the dressing is just so nice. Okay, so I'm just going to sprinkle these all around here. You know, salad is a basic salad. Do it how you like it. It's the dressing that I'm going to give you that you're going to really, it's going to make that salad stand out for you. But this is our just basic salad. And, you know, sometimes we've got a cucumber in there. We'll use a cucumber. Tomato we'll just take and core it out, and then what we'll do is we'll do some wedges again. And I wish this tomato was a little more ripe, a little more pretty, but it's not bad. But the redder, the more plumper, the more flavor. So we're going to wedge up our tomatoes, just as big or as small as you like them. And we're going to just throw them around in there also. It looks wonderful. I mean, nice, cold, fresh. And then what I'm going to do once I do this is I'm going to take this and I'm going to just put it in the refrigerator and forget about it and let it just stay nice and cold. So there's going to be our salad. I'm going to show you the dressing here right now. Let me put this in the fridge. Dressing, key ingredients, mayonnaise, just regular mayonnaise. Whatever you got at home. I'm going to put a couple spoonfuls in here. Probably 2 nice heaping tablespoons in here. Maybe 3. I'm going to go for 3. Because it's a little bit bigger of a salad. Okay, so I got the mayonnaise in here. I'm just happy to use the one with a little olive oil, but it doesn't have enough olive oil for me. We're going to add a little more. I'm going to go back here and take our same ingredients that are our basic ingredients for everything. Like I say. And I'm going to go ahead and put a pinch of salt, and I'm going to put some black pepper, probably half a teaspoon, guys. Do about a half a teaspoon. We like it a little peppery, a little spicy, but do about a half a teaspoon, and I think you'll be all right. Some fresh garlic. I mean, not fresh garlic. We're doing the garlic powder. Again, for our dressing it creamy and all that, and you don't bite into the. A lot of people, fresh garlic is too strong for a salad, so I would probably like that. So we're going to use a little bit of garlic powder, and I would say about a tablespoon of that, and I would say about a teaspoon of oregano right into the mayonnaise. And then what we're going to do is, after we do that, we're going to drizzle some olive oil in there. Probably about 2 tablespoons I put in. And then just a little tiny capful of vinegar. Not too much. Your mayonnaise has vinegar in it. That's what mayonnaise is vinegar and eggs. So You don't have to go too crazy with the vinegar, then your salad will be a little tart. And then we're just going to mix that up. And this is what I call a creamy Italian, the dressing to me is a cross between Italian and our Spanish dressing. We grew up with both. I'm Puerto Rican and Italian. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that in any of the videos. But anyway, we grew up with, you know, the both sides, the cooking on the both sides, and you're going to learn it all, guys, if you stick with me. But and our salad dressings are exactly the same, pretty much. So I don't know why we call it Italian when it's actually a Puerto Rican dressing also. But I just vary it with the mayonnaise because it makes it like a creamy style. I'm just going to taste that just a little bit. I'm going to make sure I got everything I need. And I think that's perfect. So I'm not going to do anything to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the refrigerator with the salad while we're moving on some. We're not going to have that until we're going to have it with our meal. That's going to be our vegetable today. That's going to be our side dish. The roasted potatoes, the nice cold garden salad, and the London broil, which Grandma is just so excited about that London broil. I think it's her favorite thing in the whole world. Okay, we got the potatoes in, we got the salad dressing on. Next thing I'm going to show you is this apple cobbler. And what we do is just very, very simple. Watch, a can of apple filling. You could do peach filling, cherry filling, any pie filling you got. It's laying around the house. It's a piece of cake. Take that pie filling, put it in a small little square cake pan, or rectangular cake pan. You know, and make sure you get everything out. You want it all. And then you're just going to lay that right in the pan. The pan has been buttered. And this recipe is important. You have to use butter, or your crust will not be the same. But I am just leveling that out, making it nice and even. And then I'm going to take any old cake mix that I have in the cabinets, any old white cake or yellow cake. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a thin layer right on top of this. Not so thin, I'd say probably about 1/4 of an inch. I'm just going to coat everything like that. Just shake it right on. See, guys, I mean, how easy. Everybody's got this stuff, and nobody wants to take all that time to bake and all that. So we're going to do this right here and cover it all. And then we're going to take, again, like I insist on with you guys, if you're going to follow my cooking, please, butter. Never margarine. Margarine is just creamed oil. And this is creamed cream and oil and all goodness. But now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take and I'm going to cut little slabs, little squares, and I'm just going to lay them all over in different areas of the cobbler. And then what happens is the filling bubbles up through the cake mix, gives it the moisture, and gives you that crispy crunch, and the butter's on top and it melts in and it brings it all together. So between the filling and between the butter on top with the cake mix, those two things are what are making your liquid just enough to cook some of this cake and to leave it crumbly and crunchy like a cobbler. And this is it. I know it looks like a lot of butter, guys, but we like it like that. We you know, I'm going to use a half a stick on this recipe, I'd say. I know it looks like a lot to you guys, but that's it's really to your taste. Okay? So we're going to take that, and what I'm going to do is, I normally don't do this, but it's going to take about the same as the potatoes, probably, maybe not as long. I'd say 20 minutes or whatever. But because we're nothing fancy here, we're not waiting for nothing, we're not doing anything, I'm going to go ahead and fit it in the oven with the roasted potatoes. It's not going to make a difference. A lot of people will be squirming right now saying, oh my God, your potatoes are going to taste like your cake. No, it's not. Your food's going to taste like your food, like what you're preparing, what it is. It is what it is. Okay, the next step that we're going to do is we're going to take this beautiful London broil. And this one, I just want to put just a little bit of salt, because we're going to use a little trick that my father and mother, when I grew up with them, we don't put a steak out unless we do this. So we're not going to use a lot of salt, because what we're going to do at the end is, we're gonna actually put a soy sauce on, and it at the end, and it of course has its own salt, so very little there. And then we're just gonna use some garlic, and we're just gonna put some on both sides, just a little bit. And then we're gonna do, so I've already got the salt, garlic, and then we're gonna do the black pepper, and that's it for the steak. Salt, pepper, and garlic. And then at the end, I'll show you. We will do the soy sauce just before we take it off, and let the soy sauce seep in, and just because we don't want it to be overpowering this piece of meat to taste like soy sauce, not at all. But we don't mind the outer crust when it browns to have that flavor for when you bite in there. But anyway, and then I'm going to do that. I'm going to take a little bit of oil and drizzle on my pan. Just very little, just enough to put some oil down, because I'm going to rub the steak on that pan. And then we'll be back, and I'll show you how to cook this in just a second. We got the potatoes cooking, the apple cobbler cooking, the salad is made and in the refrigerator. You see how fast that is? We got this meal together in no time, guys. I mean, really. And a lot of this stuff that we're using is just basic stuff that we keep around the house. And you're going to be amazed with the combination of our spices that we tend to use a lot. I mean, I was raised with these. This is my mother and my father on both sides, Italian and Puerto Rican. Those basic ingredients: salt, pepper, garlic, oregano, oil. And I choose olive. Okay, we'll be back.
You gotta be put down.
Okay, guys, I'm checking on the cobbler and the potatoes that are in the oven real quick. See what I was saying about the way the butter is melting and the cobbler is just becoming a crust? And then it's like a crumb cake, like an old-fashioned crumb cake in there. And the potatoes, I just got right behind them, and you'll see they're roasted nice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, in about 5 minutes, I'm going to spin the potatoes around real quick, and then we're going to go back to the London broil, and we're going to get that started. So, see you in a second. Hey guys, alright, I'm going to mix these potatoes around real quick. I'm going to take them out. See, they're all starting to brown, nice and golden brown and everything. And look at that cobbler down below, how gorgeous. It's almost there. It's got just a little more cooking to do. It's nice the way both of these are working out at the same time for us here, actually. And we're going to have a nice warm cobbler for after a nice hot meal. And then that's it. I just spun them around now, and you see the seasonings all sticking to them because I didn't mix them too crazy in the beginning. I just tossed them around lightly, and I made sure everything was coated. Put the oil on first, remember that, and then from there. Okay, we're gonna put those back in there. Now they're about the last 10 minutes. They're at the browning stage. Just cobbler's got probably just 4 or 5 more minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and close that out. And we're going to start the London broil over here. I've got this pan warming right now. I think I need to get it just a little bit hotter. No, I think that's good. Okay. I got it warming here, so I'm just going to take the London broil and I'm just going to lay it on the pan, and you hear that sizzle. Now, one thing my dad, he taught me timing with meats. With the thickness of them, with the the texture, or by the feel, by the thickness. But your steaks should be put in the pan for one side for a certain amount of time. This steak will probably take about 8 to 10 minutes on the first side, and then by then it'll be ready to flip. And that's only going to be about 3 or 4 minutes. We're going to put our soy sauce on top and stuff. But your one side cooks the majority of it, and then you're going to flip it and finish it off. You shouldn't be constantly moving the steak around and tossing and turning and all that. So that's what's going to happen now. This steak is going to cook for about, I'd say 8 to 10 minutes on the first side. And everything else is finishing up, so I'll see you in a second. Okay, look at this now. The cobbler's going to come out. It's done.
The smell is killing me over here.
And you still have to wait, little brother.
No, we still gotta flip the meat.
To the side. I'm gonna take and toss these potatoes around one more time. Let me get my turner. And the London broil is on the stove cooking. We haven't flipped that yet. We're gonna flip that in just a second. These potatoes are just right there. Look at how nice and golden brown some of them. Now, in my family, we try to make a couple almost to the point of being black. A couple of them. Because we like them like that. extra well done. My father liked them like that. We like them like that.
I
Oh,
love
see,
it like that.
there's that toasted, roasted potato that's mine,
oddball.
nobody else's.
Oh.
And that happened because of the smaller cut. That's why you try to keep your potatoes uniform when you cut them, and they'll all cook the same and stuff. So that's a little example of why you try to keep them uniform. But we love those, my friend. That's our treat for doing this. All right, back in the oven. They're almost ready. Back at our London broil now. What I'm gonna do is, like I said earlier in the video, soy sauce. We use soy sauce. Everybody has these at home. Come on, guys. Little Chinese packets. Who doesn't eat Chinese food at home? But you know, whatever you got. If you got the little choy, or I shouldn't say that, I don't think. But any type of season, any type of soy sauce is just fine. I'm gonna put it on this side that's not cooked. I didn't want to marinate it in the beginning because I don't want it to be overpowered with the soy sauce flavor. I just want it right there on that crust, on that sear when I turn it over. And then I'm going to take this little steak. I did about 1.5 packs on this steak right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and flip it over. And now this steak isn't going to be touched again. We're going to let it finish up. We're about medium-low heat right now. We're just going to let that finish up. We like our steaks medium rare here. And remember, we had already seasoned the steak before we browned it and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up this envelope right on top. And that's the only thing I'm going to do when I go to take this steak off is whatever soy sauce I have sitting on top now. Just before we take it off, I'm going to go ahead and flip the steak one more time to sear it there, and then sear it on both sides. So, and I'm going to use that because it's going to cook on the pan all around, and it's just going to caramelize and just make a nice
So much
outer
flavor
crust
this has.
on the steak.
All the juice.
I'm going to go ahead and just turn that up to medium again.
This is better than falling in love.
All right. So while that's finishing up, it's going to be probably 4, maybe 5 minutes. We'll go ahead. We got the salad ready. Remember, we made the salad earlier and the dressing. I'm just going to toss it for all of us here because we all like the same thing. We all like the same amount. You know, we're not picky eaters. When we cook usually, and if you don't like it, I'm sorry. That's what we say, but that's what we got. But I'm sure everybody will fall in love. But with that amount of dressing that we made for the bowl size that we have here, I think it was a perfect amount. And that was 3 tablespoons, heaping tablespoons of mayonnaise. I mean, when I say heap, and make them nice and full. Okay, and I'm going to take that, and I'm going to get another spoon here, and just toss the salad around. So, and just coat it nice. And that's what I like about that dressing too, is because, you know, the mayonnaise base, it doesn't make it too thin or anything, and it coats the salad. So you have some stuck on all the leaves. And I'm tossing it now, you know, even though we have 5 minutes, because I want it to sit on the salad for the 5 minutes before we dig into it. I want the flavors to seep in there. I'm working with what I got here, guys, so the bowl's a little small, and it's like the biggest bowl I got, and, you know, so just be, you know, patient with it. And, I mean, you don't have to toss the dressing. You could always, if you don't want to make all the salad, maybe enjoy some the next day or something, just do it, you know, put a teaspoonful on top of your salad. Pull it out of the bowl, and everybody put a teaspoonful on top. But we just love it. We're going to eat it. There's only 4 of us here, and this will be gone in just a couple of minutes. Okay. Let's go back and check on how that steak is. I think that's tossed nice. I'll give it one final toss before we dig into it. But I see everything's nice and coated. There's the tomatoes and everything coming to the top. Yummy. Okay, go ahead and leave that there. check on the London broil. Now that's another thing that I was always taught, but I was taught that also when I went to the culinary art school. You know, the feel of the steak, the bounce of it, can tell you the temperature it is. So it's funny. It's a little trick that I learned. Let's see. Can you get my hand there, little brother? Get my hand. See, if you would touch here on your hand, that would mean it's a rare steak. One step up, medium rare. One step up. Now it'll feel like your hand does in those spots. So rare, medium rare, medium, medium well, and well done. That's what a steak would feel like to touch, is what your hand would feel like. So it's a nice little tip. I'm just going to peek at the bottom. I want to make sure it's not getting too brown. And it's just beautiful. So, and it's almost ready to come off. It's not going to be much longer. And you notice, like I said, how we didn't play with it. We didn't turn it. We didn't mash it. We didn't do anything with it. So, alright, just give us another short pause and we'll be right back. Alright guys, these potatoes are done. We're going to go ahead and take these out. Look at how nice they look here. I'll set them down, Tommy, roasted. They'll have a lot of flavor to them. I'm going to turn off this oven. Our London broil is ready to come off of the grill. So let me get this cutting board over here. And this should be good. Like I said, we like our steaks rare, medium rare. Somewhere right around there. We're not picky. We've even been known to eat some well done meats. Me growing up, lots of well done meats. Okay, let's go ahead and cut into this. And I'm going to turn it around. And thank you, Tom. And go ahead and as thin as you can cut it, just lay it on the board. And I don't have the best of knives, so, and what's going to happen here is your outside is going to be, look at how beautiful already, your outside is going to be a little bit more well done than your center is going to be. But cut it as thin or as thick as you like. We like it a little bit thinner here. So we, oh, that's gorgeous. So we'll cut it up like that. And then anyway, let's get Gma fed. How about that, Tom? You think it's time?
Yeah, I heard a burp.
You think she's ready? And she'll probably take about that much. I'm sure, and she likes hers nice and rare. I'm just gonna go ahead and give her that other piece there too. So there's that, and then we'll give her a little bit of salad right here, right on the same plate. We like it all, and like I said, this is our side dish, our veggie we eat a lot, we like a lot. So bring that there, maybe go over here and get a couple of roasted potatoes. And she likes hers a little lighter, so I'll try to grab a little bit lighter ones for her. See, there's something in that pan for everyone. Don't forget, especially mine right there. That's the perfect way. Okay guys, check it out. That's what we're going to eat for supper tonight. So,
looks so good.
Enjoy. We got the apple cobbler for after. And guys, thanks again, man. Thanks for checking out my videos and all that. I got a few views, so it's cool that people are out there. And hey, I wanted to tell you, my cousin Gloria does greeting cards on YouTube. And Christian, could you give us that site that she's on to go to your mom? Come over here and give it to me. Come on, get in the camera for a second. Just give me the site where Mama is. But she's awesome, and we're going to be visiting her one day soon because she is one of the best cooks I know, and I'm going to make sure she gets over there, or I'm going to get over to her. She's going to get over to here. Somebody's kitchen we're going to be doing it in, and she's going to show you a meal or two. Trust me. So where can they go to find your mom for the greeting cards?
It is on YouTube. The username for her is SpiralRock346.
Alright guys, thanks again. See ya.